My favorite part about being a nurse is helping people, and especially being here at the school, my favorite aspect of being a school nurse is building relationships with students.
I think my favorite part about being a nurse is that it is ever-changing.
We're really supported by our administration. We get a lot of autonomy, and they include us in a lot of the decision-making that goes on for the greater good of the school system, and I feel really supported overall.
Overall is very supportive of nurses. We're very lucky to work in a school system where we have a full-time nurse in every school, because there are lots of schools that do not still. And so I think that ACS sees the importance of having nurses in school for the whole of the student.
To expect the unexpected. Nursing is a different kind of career, and no day is the same.
If you're wanting to become a school or a nurse, just in general, you've got to be willing to roll with the punches. Like Nurse Deanna said, it changes all the time. You're going to walk in one day and see one thing, and you're going to walk in another day and see something else. So you've got to be open-minded. You've got to have a little bit of thick skin, and you just have to always remember that you're a lot of times you're seeing patients when you're, especially in a hospital setting, at their very worst. So, you've got to have some compassion, and as long as you can keep that in the forefront, then it's a good career to go into.
I think HOSA is a wonderful program, and I'm so glad that we have it here. I was actually a HOSA student in high school, and it helped lay the foundation for a lot of great education and helpful in college courses that I took in nursing school.
I think HOSA is a great start for students who are wanting that exposure. We're very lucky here at our school that we have Ms. Trim and Ms. Sherfus, who were both in healthcare in an acute care setting before they became teachers. So they're great resources to share about real life experiences and that exposure. So I would highly recommend it for any student thinking they want to go in healthcare.
Amy and I were talking about this, probably the emotional side of it, helping people deal with difficult things and helping them process that, and then also staying healthy myself, because being a nurse, it can weigh heavy sometimes.
But for me, the most difficult part is probably, the emotional aspect of it. We deal with some very sad things, some very scary things, and so, having to deal with that day in and day out. The good comes the bad most of the time. I mean, it keeps you coming back day after day, but you gotta be able to handle that emotional aspect of it. So here at the high school, in the event of an emergency, we have AEDs all over the school. So we have 5 here at AHS. Their locations are the upstairs 4-way, the downstairs 4-way. There's one in the concession stand outside by the football field, the varsity gym, and then we have one in the new indoor facility. So we go over this with staff at the beginning of the year. Everyone's pretty well versed in where the location of these AEDs are. We also have an emergency response team that, in the event that we do have an emergency that we might need to use an AED, there are team members on the team that know where these are located, know how to get them, know how quickly to get them to us, and then how to use them from there.
And when we go over this with the teachers, we use what we call an AED training device, basically, and this is what it is. This is what our AED devices look like that are located through specific points in the building. So we tell them that the most important thing is to lift this lid up and turn it on. Typically there are pads in here that they will open up and place on the patient, and then the AED will walk them through how to use it if it is necessary.